Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Raf and I'm here to share with you this Eastcoast T1 Baritone. I usually don't do review of just cheap guitars for the sake of it because I have found that they're not forever guitars, but I didn't have a baritone and I keep hearing all these amazing things about them that I had to try. In this video I'm going to show you how it's arrived from Anderton's, my sort of first impressions, and what are their plans for the future. If you've liked this sort of content from a guy that has a day job, is trying to gig as a source of income to finance the hobby of purchasing guitars as well, please do subscribe and leave a like. I'm trying to do a live stream every Friday at 8:30 p.m. GMT, so UK time. So if you'd like to come along, pop your questions. I had Dave last week and then I had Kev just this past Friday, and we're gonna have I don't have a plan. I don't know if it's going to be always the same guys, if sometimes it's just gonna be May, but hopefully this channel can take off in 2024 into something a bit more regular. It doesn't even have to be big, but I do appreciate the validation of strangers. So with no further ado, this is how the guitar arrived. So I've just received this package from Anderton's and I've employed my wife that loves when I buy guitars. She's just so supportive of my hobby. She's not upset at all that I purchase these while we have, needs for food and clothing. But regardless, the reason why I bought this is also because now I have a box that I'm able to sell all the guitars love. It's not for any other reason, but let's see what's inside. So this is the realest unboxing. It just arrived from Anderton's. Comes a packet of strings, and this is the Eastcoast Baritone. I saw Ben Smith that does their tests talk so well about it almost a year ago, and I kept an eye on it, and the price kept coming lower and lower, and now it was £99 and I just couldn't help myself. It says it was checked on the 21st of June. Quality check. That's been signed by someone. Action electronics, hardware, intonation, playability, body, bridge, headstock, neck, fretboard, nuts. Not applicable case, certificate manual, but it has tools and no tremolo arm because it's a hardtop. It's sparkly. This is not like Pacific Blue. It's sparkly Pacific Blue. This is the reality of when you have kids, is you test the guitar amongst the kids. Diana has took the plastic bag to be her bed because she, poor child, has no real belt. Has to use whatever scraps comes in guitar bags. And I'm just tuning it. I thought it wasn't tuned, but it's not quite. But it traveled and it's cold outside and everything. So let's see how it sounds. I'm playing through my Blackstar HT5R.
Oh no, my papa!
Even the neck has some flame here. If you see, the maple has flame through it. To think that this is a £99 guitar, it's made in China, which these days doesn't mean much because there's great guitars being made in China and crappy guitars made in China. But I'm really impressed with this guitar, and for all the other people that bought this because it sold out as I saw it yesterday. I don't know if the black and white is still for sale at this price, but it's a really great deal. You can get a baritone that is an uncommon guitar in the great scheme of things for not a lot of money, and it seems to be a quality instrument. So, what do I think? I think this is a really impressive guitar. For the price, particularly of £99, it really is absolutely worth it. This color, unfortunately, is no longer available from Andertons. They only have the black and white in stock as I'm recording this video. I don't know if they're still going to be in stock by the time that you watch this. So a few things that I found interesting about the neck. This is Canadian maple with vintage style tuners, which is what vintage guitars use, but also what basses tend to use with the open slot here at the top. These are 8mm holes, so if you're gonna try and put locking tuners, make sure that you either get an adapter or a reamer to drill the holes a bit more. It has these string trees that have a space under them, so the break angle is correct. It has a 42mm nut that is relatively well cut as far as I can tell. It has Indian Laurel fretboard with a 12-inch radius. Seems alright. C-shaped neck. The frets are not like rounded to perfection, but just going around, there's nothing here that is painful. It could be a bit smoother, but I'm gonna use a freeway file that I have borrowed from a friend to take care of that. It is a 27-inch scale, so what happens is that the bridge goes lower into the body, because it was designed to be that. If you just buy a conversion neck, what you'll end up is have a normal size guitar body with the bridge on the same place and just a longer neck, which might be tricky to put in a gig bag. This one fits on a normal gig bag, on a flimsy gig bag that I had around, fits perfectly in here. So I have no trouble taking it to gigs if I ever want to do that. These Allen and Twistle pickups, they look a bit out of place in this blue, I believe. I think there's something with the pickup rings and the color of the pickups, and it's just not right. So I ordered a cream ivory pickup rings. I think it will match the pick guard. I don't know. This is just me messing about. But they are actually really good. They sound very clear. They translate the notes into a very nice timbre, and I don't see why I'll rush to change it, although I did think, oh, I already have like an iron gear pickup here ready to go on the bridge. I might not go ahead with that straight away. This bridge, again, is sort of the one that you see on cheaper guitars, but it's set up so it doesn't hurt your hand. There's no protruding screws, so we are able to palm mute very easily. It did come with this card, so someone seems to have had a look at this and wrote this down, and that does translate. I don't know if the other Eastcoasts are the same, but for all the praise that we give Tom and for Harley Benton, Anderton seems to be doing a really good job with these more affordable guitars. The knobs are very important, right? They are rounded domes, which are very smooth. They have just enough friction. They're not flimsy at all, and they work as they should as well. It has a freeway switch here at the bottom, which sort of works because it's easier. It is also a double pound, like Telecaster Custom sort of body, with this blue that is just not blue, it's sparkly, it's metallic blue, it's sparkly. On the back we can see that it is a string through body, so another plus in my book. So let's just have a look at the electronics here in the back. What size are the pots? So electronics wise, there is no shielding and it is small pots. But if the values are correct and they feel nice, I don't see a reason to replace one just to get bigger pots. It might be also trickier to work with bigger pots in that space, and I have not noticed, even downstairs with the tube amp and no noise gates, any sort of unwanted noise. So I'll just leave it as is until I go to replace pickups or something like that. Another thing that I wanted to contrast is the size in the body. So it's relatively the same size as a normal Strat, and trying to hold it, it's just slightly longer than like this Paisley, for example. It's the bridge does sit slightly lower, and the nut stands slightly taller. But again, we're talking about 2 inches here. Something I did want to test with this guitar is that I've seen a lot of demos, and baritone guitars are usually played as lower down versions of riffs and chords that we already play on standard tuning. So if you play an A in standard, then we can take the baritone and play an A here. So the way that I'm trying to think about this instrument is thinking of the circle of fifths on the opposite way around. So the B, E, A, D, G, C, F, all right? And then by putting those into the chord progression, the chord shapes that we already know. So B is E shape, E is A shape, B, E, A is D shape, D is G shape, D, G is C shape, C is F shape, which is the E shape, I know, but a fret up, and then F is the sort of B flat that we get used to on standard, right? So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this was helpful if you're looking into a baritone in general. This applies to everything that is tuned to B standard. You can also take a guitar and tune it to lower, but then you need to adjust the truss rods and the saddles and the nut possibly, which is the biggest thing, because widening the nut to fit the thicker strings, it's once you go there you can't come back like with the truss rod or with the saddles adjustment. So I had considered getting a baritone before, but it's also the amount of money. There are cheaper baritones now. There's the Howley Benton, the Jaguar with P90s, which is alright. It's all black, so if that's more of what you want to do, go ahead. There are the Telecaster Cabernetas. There's the Gretsch ones that I actually really fancied, but this one at £99 for what it is, I think it's pretty good. Does it sound? It's like, oh, it feels like a £500 guitar. No, a £500 guitar is like the Fret Kings at the moment, and those feel better and sound better. This feels like a £200 to £300 guitar. I haven't tried a Telecaster Baritone Caberneta, the Squire ones, but those are also P90 soap bar shaped pickups. So if you want the versatility that the humbucker route gives you, this is a better option. It really is a shame that they have to sell this out to push them out, but there are deals to be had. I'm not sorry for Andertons. I'm sure that they make enough money to all other products that they sell to sort of give us this glary priced instrument shipped to your door for a little over £100. It's £7 for shipping if you just buy this. What are the plans for the future regarding this instrument? So I have String Joy to put it on, but I don't feel like I need to rush to this. I also want to put the pickup rings, the cream ones, because I think it will match nicely with the pickguard and with the switch tip. The tuners are perfectly alright. Everything else, I need to put some lemon oil that I have here somewhere. It's here. Yeah, to put some lemon oil on this fretboard because it desperately needs it. But I thought of changing the pickups initially before I even got the guitar, but now thinking about it, I don't see much reason why. I do have pickups that I took out of other guitars that could have chrome covers. Might be a good look, but then again, I already have other guitars with chrome covers, and this sort of works as well. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't want to mess too much with it to the point that I don't like it. Fit and finish, might not be perfect, but I'm not great with those things. I like it is. I like this relic guitar, so I guess I'm not the best person to talk about fit and finish. But if you think that in between these two guitars I could have had them both stock new for £200, it's pretty insane. Obviously this one has been upgraded to more, but I'd say I have £200 here and I have £100 here. Even if I spent another £20 with a few aesthetic choices, it's still a great deal, and this could cover a lot of ground, not to mention all the 5 guitars that are staring down at me from the wall. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope this was insightful and smart, and please validate my feelings by leaving a like. No, by liking the video, leaving a comment, and probably subscribing. That will be really cool. Until next time, I'll see you around. Take care. Bye bye.